Good night, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Let's Talk Dog Bahamas. And tonight, well, I don't know what I do this month, but I had a guest by the name of Shanandor Stubbs. Last week, I had Mr. Higgins, Mr. Dwight Higgins, master dog trainer, and well, I was getting compliments for that one because most people don't know who Mr. Higgins is, so that's the first time they met him. Now I have Shanandor Stubbs, so you know I feeling blessed. Mr. Stubbs, how you doing?
I'm alright yourself, man.
That's good. That's good. Could you introduce yourself to my audience of there, please?
Sure. I'm Shanandor Stubbs, dog trainer. I own a company called Dog's Best Friends. We covered all areas of trainers, fixing behavior problems, basically rhymes obedience, etc., group classes, so forth and so on.
Yes. He's a little modest right now, so please forgive him. He's doing a lot more than that. Well, Mr. Stubbs, he also, as you say, I know Mr. Stubbs through we have a mutual friend, Mr. Kenneth Hart. Big ups to Kenneth.
Yes.
I appreciate this introduction from, what, last year?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, last year. That's when I met him, and by, when I say knowledge, Dwight and Mr. Stubbs, I have the number on my phone. I can call them and I can basically ask them anything. Mr. Dwight Higgins, happy to see you. I mean, happy to be in contact with you. But Mr. Stubbs, how long you been in the dog game and doing what you're doing?
Well, it's been a long time. How I really got started, my father, he was ill. And he knew he was about to pass. And he knew he had cancer.
Wow.
And the neighbor next door, whose name is Andy says,
Right.
he was at and still is, at the prison, in their canine unit.
Okay.
And I had to spend a lot of time there.
Right.
And my father knew that.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he had a talk with Mr. Sayers, let him know, you know, my son is really into dogs, and, you know, I mightn't be here to see him grow up to where I need, but could you look out after him?
Right.
And when he died, you know, I ever liked dogs,
Yeah.
but I grew to love them even more
Right.
from being in Mr. Sayers' yard and hanging with his dogs and playing with his dogs. So I became fascinated from then.
Okay.
And that was it. That was the start, you know. I wanted more.
Yeah.
So from that day, I wanted more and more and more. And I moved from there to Clifford McIntosh, who was in charge of Life Keys Canine Unit.
Okay.
And I was privileged enough to study underneath him for almost 6 years, till even present date.
Right.
It's like how you say you can call me or Dwight at any point in time.
Yeah.
You know, I can jump on the phone and call Mark or any one of those at any point in time. So I'm still studying. I'm still learning.
Yeah. And that's awesome too. That's very awesome because, you know, a lot of, well, growing up, I had my grandfather who I came up under. He was no professional dog trainer, but he knew how to train dogs. That was just his thing.
Yes.
And it rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So because every weekend I tried to go by him because he had some big German Shepherds and everything.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
So every weekend I would cry to go by him.
Yeah.
When I finally get by him, they crying because I don't leave to go home.
Yeah.
Because I understand that. But most people who are in the dog game, like it's hard for them to find that mentorship.
Oh, yeah.
And you being a master, I say you use a master. And you calling on people when you need help. You know, I think that's awesome, you know, when you could just call someone and say, hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like if more of us do that, we help a lot of young people who are into the dogs do the right things.
Well, the thing about this field is, you're never going to know it all.
Right.
And once you think you know all, you already failed.
Yeah.
See, that's just it. You're never going to know it all. And if I had to pay for this knowledge, I'd still be in debt. The time they took with me, I talk them with hours.
Right.
Like 5, 6 hours a day. 10, 15 hours a day. So each one teach one. That's how I was brought up. Each one teach one, then each one would reach one.
Right.
So if the knowledge was given to me for free, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Right. And that's an awesome attitude.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
That's an awesome attitude. So you all young people out there, as I keep telling you, find someone who knows about dogs and get with them, you know what I mean? Try to learn as much as you could learn. It makes you a better breeder, a better trainer. If you're into the training or the breeding, it makes you a better dog owner.
Oh, most definitely.
You know what I mean? Because, I mean, at first, I was never, like, you didn't know it or you don't know it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, trial and error, and errors, in this game, errors really make you cry.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, they really, really make you cry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excuse me 1 minute.
No problem.
Good night.
Good night. How you doing, man? All's well?
Yes, man. I'd like to apologize for being so late, man.
I got patience. We got to train dog.
But that's it. Serving up.
Yeah, no problem.
Right.
Yeah, so we just started introducing Mr. Stubbs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was just telling him how lucky Let's Talk Dog Bahamas is to be able to have 2 master dog trainers in the course of 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And well, I am one of your biggest fans. I ain't lie. After I see that demonstration you did, actually your daughter did.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, his daughter, how old she is?
She is 19 now.
19, and she doing sign language with the dog and the dog listening. And I mean, but I was just, you know, he had everybody on the park looking at him.
Yeah.
Right. I was amazed myself too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I want my dog to do that.
Yeah.
I want my dog to do that.
Well, you know, that's time and work.
Yeah.
Time and work. Not because her father is a trainer,
Mm-hmm.
means that was easy on her.
Right.
You know, because dog training, anything in the dog field is more of a show rather than tell.
Right.
Right.
So you could say, yeah, your father is so and so, and you're a trainer as well, but in common time, I also tell her that you gotta prove that.
Yeah. Especially if she's your daughter. You know, everyone will put her to the test.
Yes.
Right.
Everyone will put her to the test because hey, she got that Shannon's daughter.
Yeah.
We got to test her to make sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Big
so
Yeah, you know what I mean?
she was with me from
Yeah.
she was 11 years old,
Wow.
and she used to give up a whole summer.
Mm.
That
Dedication.
last day of school, she marked in her calendar, she won that uniform straight.
Yeah.
And that's how she paid for her school fees and
Right.
other stuff,
Right.
coming to work every summer.
All right.
And it wasn't nothing that was forced. That's what I liked about it. It shows in her work. She loved what she did,
Right.
and still up to this day.
She knows what she do.
Yes.
Right.
You know, that's pretty awesome. But what also I like to talk about is we know there's a lot of obstructions you get in the dog game.
Yeah.
So how do you, as a, like this your business, how do you overcome those obstacles, or how could you advise people to move forward? I mean, in everything in life,
Yes.
we have obstructions.
Mm-hmm.
It's our job to either allow them obstructions to obstruct us,
Yeah.
or we climb over them,
Yeah. but-
or even break them down.
Yeah.
Break them down would be better. But
Yeah.
so, could you probably tell everybody who's listening tonight, how would you go about, or how did you go about?
Okay. Well, everything in life, you know, you have to have a vision first of all.
Right.
You know, that's where it all starts, that vision.
Right.
And then we have to execute a plan
Mhm.
for this vision to manifest
Right.
at the end of the day. But, you know, through God,
Mhm.
you gotta put him first before all.
Yes.
Mhm.
There was a lot of obstacles, even me, I came across. I said something earlier, this field is about more showing
Mhm.
than telling.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So I knew what I wanted. I knew exactly what I wanted out of this thing. I had to just prove it.
Right.
Because I knew that our culture, our way of doing things in terms of dogs, I grew up with dogs running free. You know, that was normal for me. You know, my father, he brought home 1 or 2 pot cakes and whatever left over from the food, from the table, the scraps, you know.
Right.
That was normal to me.
Right.
You know, or just tying the dog out in the yard and, you know, going to see him every now and again. That was normal to me. So there's a lot of things that are normal to most of us,
Right.
almost like a habit,
Mhm.
something we have to break.
Mhm.
So I had to go and study and understand canine psychology, the origin of dogs,
Mhm.
and once I understood them, I grew a better love
Yeah.
for that fear.
Yeah.
And that love prompted me to want to share, you know,
Yeah.
the knowledge
Mhm.
with you. You know, there's always going to be obstacles in everything we do, everything. But if that's a vision, if that's a dream, if that's a goal,
Mhm.
you can continue on, like dog training.
Right.
You know, I come across a problem dog, they call it behavior modification, somebody call it behavior problem, or, you know. But I come across a dog, say this dog already attack somebody, you can kill the next dog.
Right.
Now, I know what I'm dealing with. This is extreme.
Right.
Because the only way I can fix that problem is taking that dog to the problem. So if that dog had an issue with other dogs,
Right.
that's where all of my training has to be, in the lion's den.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
you have to take a fight to the table in order to get a solution.
Yeah.
It was dog training that helped me to take on the fight
Right.
and to understand when to back off and when to fight. So if I'm getting what I want from that dog, I give a pet.
Mhm.
Right.
If I'm not getting what I want, I sit and wait. Patience. See, obstacles can come and go,
Mhm.
but you need patience. The worst thing you could do is when you hit a brick wall, give up.
Mhm.
You see, we talking about dogs.
Right.
It's patience.
Mhm.
For breeding, for training, whatever it is, you have to be patient.
Mhm.
And as the obstacle come, because of dog training, it showed me how to overcome them all. There were times where, you know, they didn't want us to train in certain locations due to the hazard, and we know why, you know.
Right.
We had a lot of incidents with dogs out of control or attacking persons in public areas. I couldn't say, you know, trust my word.
Mhm.
And to show them they can trust my word
Right.
by going out there, training these dogs in the way they should be. They have this thing called a public access test. I don't know if y'all know about that.
No.
No.
Public access. I'll send it to you, a copy of it.
Okay.
And in that test, the dog shouldn't do a few things. Pull on the leash, sniff without saying, using the bathroom without saying, also sitting right at a door, gateways, things like that, cars, vehicles, shouldn't just jump out, heel on the wall,
Mhm.
shouldn't be a nuisance in public, shouldn't be excited or excessive barking. And I had to train every dog that I come in contact with, that I want to be there in public with,
Mhm.
so that I don't be a menace to society or these dogs, so that they can see that, hey, these dogs can't do it and I can do it.
Mhm.
That's what I relied on mostly, a lot of us. Mike, Mark, that's what we really rely on, that public access test training.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a step down from a service dog,
Right.
if you read up on it.
Now, I'm familiar with the service
Yes.
dog, and when you were saying that, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this don't sound like a service dog. I said, it's probably a different name for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there was those moments where I had to show it
Mhm.
rather than
Tell it.
tell it.
Right.
Because that's what's gonna make a difference. They can see you got it, you can handle these dogs, and they're gonna be a nuisance to society, they're in control.
Right.
That's where it counts.
Right. You know. And to me, like when you do stuff like that, people get a different perception of dogs. Especially if you have a dog that is already blacklisted or considered fearful. We all know
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about, but like if you could get one and do that, and people just start the conversation, hey, maybe these dogs ain't what the people say they are. You know what I mean?
But you know, it's never the dog.
Right.
It's never the dog. You know, I had an incident where family members attacked by a dog,
Right.
mauled.
Mhm.
And all I wanted to know was,
A family dog?
Pardon?
That was a family
No.
dog?
Someone dog got away.
Alright,
And, you know, I didn't know what any animosity to the breed, to the dog.
right,
It was a pit bull.
right.
It wasn't the dog's fault. You gotta stop stereotyping
Right,
the breed itself.
right.
How much people German Shepherds bit in the States?
You don't have one now, though.
Not even the German Shepherd, the cuddly chow chow, the #1 biter. A lot of people don't even know that.
The little house dogs, the
Oh,
little
yeah,
toy
the
dogs,
Shih
Shih Tzus.
The Shih Tzu and the Taco Bell dog.
How much for cake? 5 people now.
I know, I got bit twice.
Okay, for our audience of there, when he said isn't the dog, what Mr. Shanandor Stubbs is actually saying is that it's how you bring your dog up.
Yeah.
It's the owner of the dog, what the owner allows the dog to do and get away with. So in actuality, dogs do what you allow them to do. That's what he means, that it isn't the dog. Because there's no such thing as a bad dog. The dog is going to do what the owner wants them to do.
I always tell persons, even when they call, oh, I have a bad dog, or I have a dog that needs training, he's naughty, whatever you call it. I always tell persons, you know, a bad dog doesn't exist in my mind.
Right.
And I'm piggybacking on what you just said. Dog jumping on you, excited to see you coming home, licking all over you, greeting everybody. That's his way of saying hello. He's a happy dog.
Yeah.
Most people still don't want that, but he's greeting. He's saying hello. You might shake hands. How you doing? It's still greeting. It's just different.
Yeah, different form for
A
them.
different form for them.
Right.
Okay. And like I said, if you're not sending the right signals from day one with your dog, then that's what you're going to get. You know, how does he know you're not engaged if you're not saying I'm not? You're not sending the right messages.
Right.
I always tell persons, treat your dog like a guest first, then he becomes a member of the family.
Right.
So I'm going to ask you two a question.
You jumped the gun, you know. I was like, hey, I just want to say, hey, stop. Tell them what you say, but the gas in the house. I was going to say that. You jumped the gun. All right, that's good. That's good. Are you on the same page?
Oh, well, I didn't tell him, so me and you was in.
All right.
No problem, no problem.
Okay, I'm coming over. You know, tell me I can stay a week. But Stubbs, this water is yours, that soda is mine. That seed is yours, that seed is yours. And you lay down these golden rules. You lay down about 5, 6 golden rules. If I break them, I can't stay here anymore.
Right.
How would you feel 5 minutes into that and then break 3 of those rules? How would you feel personally?
That's a hard one, you know. And I feel bad. You understand? I feel real bad,
Okay, I'm sorry.
you know.
You know, I'm sorry, it never happened again. 2 minutes in there, I break every rule.
Shanandor, we just talk about this. You understand? We just talk about this, man. So, everything cool, but look at it. Just, this is yours, and this is mine, okay? Let's leave it like that.
But it would be very uncomfortable if it keeps happening.
Yes, yes.
So, you know what we do, a lot of us do? Purchase a dog, adopt a dog, foster a dog, bring him into our care, and never told him any rules, never taught him anything.
Right, right.
We frustrated now, we mad.
Yeah.
We never said you're supposed to sit at a door,
Or you was supposed to last right
we're
here.
supposed to mess right here.
Right.
And we mad, we upset.
Mhm.
But if we had told or taught these dogs all these things from day one, look here, coming into this house now, I need you to sit at the door, I need you to wait, sit at the car and wait. When guests come over, and when I say the word place or whatever, you go to your bed and wait.
Mhm.
If I was teaching a dog this, then life wouldn't have been so frustrated.
Yeah, and you saying all that just now, right? What your parents teach you when you're growing up? Manners.
Understand.
Manners. That's what it is.
Right.
So why do you think you could bring something for a dog in your house and don't teach him manners? I mean, if you really think about it, it's manners.
So
You know?
every dog wants to be walked. Every dog wants leadership. All dogs.
Right.
So if you're not working them mentally, keeping them mentally stimulated in a positive way, so just basic training, even just a basic, that's something.
Now, don't cut me off, when we being out by the park, you did a demonstration. Call your dog. And like, then you call, then some of us call our dog gets that, and like this.
Oh, you mean,
yeah. And then you was like, you here, and he here.
Yeah.
But no, it's right here.
Yeah.
And from that day, I trying to get it,
Yeah.
but I ain't fully get it. You understand?
So who up there, you or the dog?
Well, I tried before I was coming here.
Right.
Now my dad was
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
One of the dogs, me and them, were right here.
Hey, how many dogs you have?
6. But actually 9.
9.
But one of them, right here.
Yeah.
When I go on his name, on the first call, he look up, eye contact.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's what he's talking about.
That's what
You know? But then he quickly wear off and do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working
Yeah.
on it.
One thing I tell you, but everything you say that day, this boy is
Yeah.
he's a recorder.
Yeah.
Hey, he called, hey, Corey, hey, you know I was doing nothing with Shine, I'm saying.
Yeah.
Boy, but you must be doing something wrong.
Yeah, boy, I doing something wrong. The wife stay telling me, look here, here's something, man.
Yeah, but so it's just the basic, simple as the basic obedience.
Yeah.
You know, you'd be surprised. Most of the problems we've had with any dog, how fast they disappear.
Right.
And that's what it's going to take. Everybody playing their part who owns a dog.
Right.
Just the basic.
I mean, the family, your whole
The whole
family.
family.
Right.
All dogs want to be worked.
Right.
If you're not working them mentally, in a positive way, then they're going to do what a dog do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's no.
So is it a bad dog?
No.
When you think about it.
No.
When we put it in that perspective, if the owner itself is not working their dog mentally, keeping them mentally stimulated, physically fit, and he gets into something, is it really the dog's fault?
No. It's neglect. That's what we call child neglect, right?
Right.
Because I mean, when you get me being said, when you get a dog, the most important thing is getting a dog that suits your lifestyle.
Yeah, almost
That's
definitely.
that's the most important thing.
That's the key thing we stressed on.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You know, if you're interested in a dog,
Right.
whether first-time dog owner or long-time dog owner, get a consultant with you. And it's going to be beneficial because now, think about it. If you was taught how to pick a dog for your family just once, that's knowledge now. That lasts a lifetime.
Right.
So we all say, you know, most people, oh, I was taught, get the one with get the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or,
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
That's it.
That's the one you want.
Yeah.
Try to go and grab the one.
Yeah.
No. Get the one that suits your personality and your lifestyle.
Right.
You know, you might be a nice, laid back, chilled, relaxed guy.
Right.
You looking at a Malinois?
No, that's not that.
But you know, you know, sometimes you will see it in the puppies, like if you go to pick a puppies,
Yeah.
you will see like 5 or 6 of them right up to the front of the cage, but you will see 1 or 2 right to the back.
Just
And-
chilling.
Right, that's chilling. So,
If you have that laid back personality, yeah, that's what
Yeah,
you
you
need.
need
Or
something
even
that's going to match.
Even the English bulldog.
Yeah.
If
Right.
you use a couch potato,
Yeah.
they're one of them.
Yeah.
so then,
Because they can be more complicated than you. I had one of those, right? And I got it because I always wanted one. This is an example of what not to do, people. I wanted one, so I got one. But as a personal, I said, fit.
Yes.
So-
yes.
That was a 360 because
Yeah.
I could have thrown a ball, the dog go after the ball, he jumping up on there. You know what I mean? He had that active role. But when I came home, I actually give the dog to my friend.
Yeah.
Because the dog, like, he's enjoying life more than me.
Yeah.
If I sit in the chair, and that's his spot in the chair,
Mhm.
listen to me, buddy. You sit in that chair, he will actually come and sit in front of you. Wait for you to move. Then go sit in that same spot, because that's his spot.
Oh, no.
But you know what it is, when you come in the morning, I try to find out who this man is sleeping in my house. Because he's snoring.
Yeah.
I mean, but they are great dogs. They are great dogs, right? But I guess it's like, I call my boy and say, bro, you want one English Bulldog? Are you serious? The one you just get?
Yeah.
You want me to come and get him? Oh, what happened to him? I said, buddy. And I tell him just like this, the dog was enjoying life more than me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you go into work and he out there. And then they always had this look. Like that look would say, I ain't on here right.
No.
Let's just go. You know what I mean? But they're great dogs.
Yeah,
Like, they are great dogs. But they just enjoy life too much.
Okay, I don't know if I did the wolf scenario in the park with you guys. Talk about the wolf.
No, I
In the
don't.
park, and how they fought.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. You spoke about it. About the wood, right.
So, you know, I had to learn all of that in order to learn canine psychology. How the dogs operate, how they think.
And the stages of the level of ranks.
The
Yeah.
level of ranks.
Right.
Think about it. We see all these dogs are domesticated, but yet you look at the porkies on the street, whether it be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, there's an alpha.
Yeah.
Hierarchy.
There's order.
Mhm.
There's order, there's a structure
Yeah.
in that park itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be taught that everything, or every puppy is
Come on.
bred in that park.
Mhm.
And they're going to learn and they're going to get better and better on navigating the streets, where the best garbage is, what you got to avoid.
Yeah.
They will be taught. So that's telling you with their IQ. That's telling you that instincts never left.
Right.
So with training, we exploit the instincts.
Mhm.
How they think, how they process stuff.
Right.
Also, they understand time and space. All dogs. Your dog, my dog, your dog, everybody dog understand time and space. And I can break it down.
I just want to ask you
Yeah.
this.
Let's go with space.
Mhm.
Every dog wants to control some form of space.
Right.
A dog pound, a toy, you, your vehicle, something. Something it wants. So that they can feel some form of alpha status. And when the people hear alpha, they automatically think aggression. No, he just wants to own something because it's in his nature, his DNA.
Right.
Apex predators.
Right.
That's what they want. They want to hunt.
Yeah. And we took them from that environment and put them in our home.
Yeah, and we said, be us.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
But that's in his DNA.
Right.
So, space. We got to be mindful because he holds space so dearly. Like how most of us look at gold and money and stuff,
Yeah.
and the things that we hold of big value, that's a dog when it comes down to his space. So we got to be mindful and careful how much space we allow him to take
Mm.
in our
Right.
environment.
Right.
Because the more space he takes, what happens to you now?
You in his space.
Yeah, right. You in the
He's
corner.
alpha.
Right.
So, with that space you're talking about and that possessive behavior, can a dog extend that to a human being? Like use mine?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Because I think I'm in that situation right now.
Yeah, you
No,
definitely.
no, for real.
Yeah.
With Vaughn,
Right.
wait, you know what? Like the family is
Uh-huh.
good. But say other people, other dogs come next to me, or you have a problem with that.
Remember
Me
now.
touching other dogs, you have a problem with that. Because you know I show
Mm-hmm.
Black's boy, I show that that's my dog. I mean he 1 or 2 steps from being my son. And that's Vaughn's father.
Yes.
But me and Black Boy have a relationship. 'Cause, you know, you had him from
Yeah,
young.
yeah,
You have a
yeah.
relationship, but you ain't nothing getting in between us.
Yeah.
And I feel that, like, Vaughn pick up on that. You understand what I'm saying? So if I go by Black's boy and then go by Vaughn, he'll smell me up, and he'll get an instant like, I can't believe you being by that. And you can actually see it in his eye too. I started to notice it, right? I said, this cannot be real. This can't be real. You see what I say? And when I bring Black Boy inside the house, boy, I can't believe you bring him in the house. Oh! And hey, he have these toys. If you see him touch a toy or something, oh father, this mine, this mine. You know what I mean? I was like, this can't. That you say it. I was like, this can't be real. You know what I mean? I mean, I think Julius said, but I think that dog will be jealous with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't think so. He just come here.
Space.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
That's so valuable to a dog.
Mhm.
Remember now, go back to the wolves.
Right,
They control a certain area.
Right.
They set mark.
mhm,
Draw us lying in the sand. You don't cross over here, you good. I don't cross over there,
I did.
I good.
Mhm.
Same thing with the pork cakes. A strange pork cake come in the neighborhood. Oh, you invaded what? Our
Gotcha.
space.
Mhm.
It's territory,
Territory.
space.
Right,
So because we know they hold that daily, and you said it can move into like with humans.
yeah, like they could get possessive of the little humans.
Remember now, personal protection, that's what it's a part of.
Right,
Personal protection dog to protect me and my space.
Mhm.
So it does trickle down into a person.
right,
Now, we know they understand space, they value space,
right,
all dogs.
Right.
And because we know that now, we get to jump on them.
mhm,
We get to jump on all of our dogs.
mhm,
No matter the breed, Polish sticks, don't care what the breed, you know that's what they want.
Mhm.
Time. Come with space.
mhm.
It's come with time. The time you take to praise, the time you take to correct, the time you take to take back space will determine exactly the relationship of you and your dog, whether you're here, or here.
Right.
Remember we had that.
Yeah.
So, because a dog lives in a moment, and only a moment is in the moment of the catch,
Mhm.
the behavior.
Right,
In my water bottle, I let away, make him step back, he step back, I give him a treat. He just told me, give him space, he gave me my water bottle, so I'm gonna give him something good in return.
mhm,
Every time he gives me something, I give him something in return. His whole life should be a mental work.
right,
Give me something for something. Sit at the door, here's a pet.
Mhm.
Wait at the door, give me the, here's a pet, here's a treat. Is he working enough? Because he only understands work. So we gotta be mindful now, because we know he values space, how much time you're gonna take ownership of your space.
mhm.
Right.
Because the more he gets, the more you lose. And the more you lose, somebody else can pay.
Right.
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 That's the problem.
Yeah.
Not the
But-
dog, once again.
But when you keep giving them the treats, don't they get adopt to that? Every time you go up around, they don't want it. They'll be
Well-
looking for something in return?
But how we normally do it, and how it's normally done is, the treat is just that, all dog love their pet, all dog.
Yeah.
They love you.
Self-preservation.
Hey, especially with something he never had before.
Right,
Oh man, that smells good.
Yeah.
Very good.
a tingle in your mouth.
Yeah. So you always bring with only special treat for special moments. That's how we do it.
Mm,
Special treat for special moments. So if I'm training a dog to sit,
right,
I give him treats and food. And I see that the dog fully gets it. Sit, treat. You might have to give me 6 more sits before you get a next treat.
right.
So I'm gradually
Weaning them off.
weaning him off of the treats.
Right,
He might get a treat, then a pet, then a good boy in the next one,
Mhm.
then nothing at all, then a pet, then a treat. I'm gonna mix it up.
right.
So he never know when that treat's coming.
But you know something coming.
Something coming.
Right,
So I'm gonna give him everything he like. And what that does is, as I stop giving him food, treats, and pets and good boy, I became the treat now.
Mm,
Now,
You
you see how my daughter's dog look up at her?
yeah.
Yeah,
And all he waiting on is that,
come on.
itching for the hand, and come on, just pet me.
Yeah, yeah.
See, I just said, come on, please.
Mhm.
He begging for that. That's how we did it.
Right.
The food is a fast way of getting where we need to go.
Right.
You know, hurry up. We need them to get it.
Mhm.
And once he gets it, like I say, sit, 1 or 2 sits without a treat. Might be a pet, might be a good boy.
You could just wean him off.
You can just read him off it before you know he's the biggest treat walking around.
Yeah.
Sit. Oh, I knew it coming. I said I knew it coming.
But I think you said before, when I do my training, I really don't do the treat thing. Because I always say, but then you got to wean them off.
Mhm.
No. I just do the petting and, hey, like take the time, rub the stomach or something,
Yeah.
some form
Well,
of praise.
for us, like trainers,
Mhm.
we like to use it for target and position training.
Alright.
Like that nice perfect sit. If you want a nice show sit or something like that. Or like what she was doing, like the demo with
Right,
the dog or
right.
something, and the nice ear. So we use that treat to manipulate them to get in a position we really want.
Okay.
Not so much just the command, we go a whole lot more technical when we using the treat. You see what I'm saying? So that's one of the reasons too. Rather than trying to physically always bring them in. Wherever that food go, I know he good.
Right.
Right.
But after you did that, she did that, Donna did the demonstration on Google Road. I was dressed, like, the only thing I was trying to do is get these dogs to keep looking at me.
Yeah.
So, I've been trying everything to, hey, just look at me, man. Just look at me, you know what I mean? Because, boy, that was so awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
See, with training, there's another tip for you guys. Me and my daughter have this thing saying, without focus, you have nothing. No training. Whatsoever.
Right.
Don't care how much that dog sit on time, go down, go over, play there, jump over the moon. If that dog ain't focus on you, you will lose that dog. Cat run past, he gone. A
Right.
ball, anything that offers some form of major distraction, he's gone. The trainers don't do it. So you don't want focus as the number one tool in training, where that dog can focus on you and concentrate just on you. You can't even start losing that body. That's why you see that dog. If you was watching, he was smelling around,
Right.
being a dog, just doing his thing. When she gave the command, boom, everything was up. She became
Center of attention.
center of attention. She became his world, then the world. He didn't see the world
You
anymore.
just saw her.
He just saw her.
And that, boy, that ain't nothing look better than that.
Yeah.
So no matter how many dogs was barking or tail wagging or wanted to say hello, he couldn't be their friend until she said answer. That's wise.
Yeah.
So that's what you look forward to in training, in terms of being out there in the public. See, if the world can't catch his attention, you didn't win.
Right.
You didn't win. Focus is everything. And that's why we did the demo. Call your dog.
Right.
Is he looking? No. You know his name.
You
know?
should.
I was like, what, 12 times, 14 times?
Yeah.
Is he looking yet? No? Okay. It's because the environment, the word itself has his attention. I don't know. Bees. I saw one of the dogs there. He was looking at a piece of beetle walk across the pond. And his owner's trying to get his attention. He's so fascinated. Wow, look at this beetle.
Yeah.
Look at me, look, hey, hey. And the dog like, wow, he flew away.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
similar as a beetle. Remember, they nature, they're part of nature.
Right.
They can be fascinated with these things.
Especially if they lock up for what?
Freedom is the best thing for them. They value that.
Yeah.
Remember, space? When you get out there, you want to pee on every tree in space. Remember, you want space? My tree, my wall, my area.
Yeah.
We know that. So because we know space, remember now, time-wise, how much space are we taking? You're not taking enough in a timely fashion. It's going to end bad.
Right.
So focus is the foundation. Once you can get that dog, hey Bruno, and he's on it, you're good. See, my daughter, I always tell her, your dog should be in work mode and play mode. It should be where he can switch on and off. Because she's familiar with service dog training. I'm in the process of teaching her that too.
Right.
I say, those service dogs, when they're on duty,
They on duty.
they're on duty.
Yeah.
Because they have to be out there in the public, on trains, buses, planes, everywhere, in the public, restaurants, and nothing should take that dog focus away from his tasks.
Right.
We just exploiting the weight driving and remember what I said earlier?
Yeah.
All dogs
Need work.
They want that.
They want that.
They don't have to be to that scale, similar as a game in the yard, just sit. Okay, now go play. Down. Okay, now go do this. There has to be something in there that says, I'm in charge. Because if you're in charge now, you can save his life on you.
Right.
It could be door fly open front door, you live on a busy street, and that dog go running across the road.
Oh.
You know, you saw a ball, you see the truck coming from up the road, you have about one come or one no before that dog get hit from a truck.
And sometimes
Hey, well,
they don't, and they don't let, I have one dog, boy, when she get out, she just like, I don't care how much you call her or scream at her, but she just, now when she then run out and do what she do,
Yeah.
then she stand up and look at you, doing everybody.
So that's why it's important to close that gap, that window. Whether praising or correcting.
Right.
You have to close that gap so that that dog understands that. See, they can't see the dangers like we can see them.
Right.
They can't. You have to teach them that.
Yeah, because remember you just said it, they live in the now.
Right.
We could see beyond the now, you know?
So that's why it's important. So when it came down to all the obstacles I was facing in this field, the demo I did, I had to make sure that if I said something, this is what it is. I had to actually show that, hey, give me a chance and I can do this. And when they said, okay, prove it,
Right.
I had to bring it to the table. And then that's what this whole field is about. When you deal with any of these dogs. I have the best dog ever, you know, and my dog, this and that, when I breathe, yeah, show it. Show it. That's what I love about this field. Dogs don't lie.
Yeah.
Nah,
And they
see,
tell the truth.
And they don't cheat.
No, they tell everything.
Yeah.
You can say whatever you want. You can tell me stuff that is treating the dog and sit, all right then. Show me.
Yeah.
And he can stand there and you say, sit. Oh, he can't do that.
Yeah.
Use God.
Yeah.
They know how to tell now. They
Yeah,
know all the
yeah.
secrets. That's why I love them so much.
you gotta teach me and Corey that secret with the hand movement, because you wasn't talking. How you reach at that stage?
Well, once again,
When you just was,
Focus.
and like,
Yeah.
and like the dog understanding what 1 and 2 is. So,
they go right back to the foundation. See, I became his word, once again. I became his world. So he had to depend on everything. I became his source of survival. Once he realized that, it was easy. Once again, we're going back to the treats. So I needed a dog to sit right up on me. Then I manipulated the head and bring him right up on me. The only time that tree got released, if he is in position,
to where you want to
I
be.
drop that tree. Simple as asking the dog to sit. He goes into a sit, treats in my hand, he follows up. If he goes in a sit, I release that tree. Goes into a down, I release that tree. So he started to realize, if I follow this, something drops out of there for every time.
Right.
I just had to follow this.
Right.
So that's one of many techniques you can use to do hand signals and so forth and so on.
Right.
The beauty Buddha, like I say, you just exploited that way drive. They love you that much that
And one thing, our dogs love their owners.
Oh,
They love their owners. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what the wife say, oh, you love your dogs and one you love us. Maybe when I walk in the house, you see me?
Nah,
Baby, I love you. Don't mind me saying that. I just crack a joke.
Hey, you're so right about that.
Hey, no, I'm not.
No, I'm not. You're the dog.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
no. Hey, I had to put you in that position.
Oh, okay, I appreciate that.
You're so right about that.
Yeah.
My experience growing up, I had a lot of bullies in the area, right? And I never let mom and them do guys to be bullied and what's not. And some fellas used to wait on the corner for me. And they used to take whatever little change they had. And one day this little puppy followed me home, all the way home, and I was able to keep him. Like I said, we was used to having dogs in the area, and he grew up through time. You know, and what fascinated me as a young boy was this dog knew when I was coming home, when I was getting up, when it was feeding time, and I just draw closer and closer to the dog, and he draw closer and closer to me, to the point that I knew what he was going to do before he did it, and he knew what I was going to do before I did it. And came a point where he started to walk with me to school, follow me to school, and after school he'd be there waiting to walk me back home. And one day those guys tried me, and we chased them. I felt like Superman then. I said, "Oh, I thought I loved dog, but now, what?" Yeah. And that dog, I took him everywhere. Didn't know anything but leashes and all of that. And, you know, he should be on a leash. Young boy. One day I came to school and he wasn't there. Oh my God. Maybe he overslept or something.
Yeah.
Isn't in the yard neither. Walked around, looked around, trying to find this dog. Couldn't find him. You know, neighbors helping me look for this dog. A few days later, one of the neighbors said, she saw the dog, but he's in bad shape. Apparently those same boys caught him when he was coming to the school to see me. Ran him off into the streets and he got knocked down.
What?
And he died.
Wow.
He was in the bushes on the side of the road. That's where he found him. And I couldn't figure, for God's sake, who would do that to a dog?
Yeah.
You know, that's growing up. That's my best friend. And my other friends go home. I still have my best friend there.
Yeah.
So they, when we send them home, good, I don't care. I think they're my best friend.
Yeah. And you home already?
Yeah.
I had not to cut you off, but I had a Labra dog, my first pedigree dog, Lab. He named Prince. The same thing that happened. We went to school. He used to stay in the house, and the lady who cleaned the house, she opened the doors, sweep the doors, and he ran outside and got knocked down. We got him back like must have a month later. He was inside the vet because he actually broke his leg. They had to put a pin to do his hip back together.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when he come back, he had like his hair was missing and his big long scar. And every time you look at him, you cry. But nonetheless,
Yeah, that moment, I didn't let that. That was the moment of what you see here today. I didn't let that break me. One thing I took with me was that love I felt from that dog. Other people had to experience that.
yeah,
I had to share it. I had to learn more. I had to figure out more about these animals.
right,
And that's what drives me up to this day,
yeah,
up to this present day. So, dog's best friend, that was the name and memories of my dog, Brownie.
okay,
So I put my two love on the logo, dogs and my daughter.
right,
So I got to have places, you know, treat them right, they'll treat you right.
right. You ever know DMX ain't nothing like that dog love?
Yeah.
Nothing like that dog love.
And trust me, some dogs say that that's the truth.
Mhm.
They love, boy, listen to me, huh? Listen to me. When I used to, before you scared the dogs, you know where I used to hide them? And now they used to really get attached to me. I used to hide them inside my dirty clothespin. And I sneak the dog in the hole and put him inside my armpit.
That's what we said in prison.
And just like what you say, as I start getting bigger, and then I can't carry it no more.
No, yeah.
Right, and then, you know, so it's like they get over possessive.
Yeah.
You understand? Like they only adapting to me. Sometimes, I don't know if the chemistry feed off from my mother, because like, in the end, only two persons can walk through those. It's me and her. You understand? For what reason? Well, I don't know.
Well, you know the reason now.
Right,
Space.
right, yeah. But I mean, like, where the love for me from the dog showing me all that love, like, it passed right on to my mother. Now, my brothers, they don't really bother. They just walk past and do that, but like, they'll probably sniff and say, this nigga ain't getting no love. You know? Now, when the dog go in the kitchen or something, you know the mother right there. She dropping a little piece right there. So,
they fevers with that now.
yeah. So, boy, listen, I know about that love. Yeah. I know.
Right? But you used to hide the dog in the dirty clothes. You know what I used to get? Get the puppy and I used to put him under my bed. My mom used to come in the room. What did that making noise? What noise? I don't know. Corey, you have a puppy under the bed?
But I know when I throw 2 shirts on them, 2 or 3 shirts on top of them, I just say they sound asleep.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about nothing now. We got one dog recently. They growing power. When we move him upstairs into the house, well, he get possesses over the wife. Like, he is like marking everything, all her clothes, and she reached to the point like, well, you need to put this dog outside. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
But with everyone inside the house, anything which she have, he marking it. When she's sitting down in the front room, he sit right there, and I say, "Wait, this is my woman, you know." But he eventually break with it.
Yeah.
You know, he eventually break with it, and that's the nicest dog in the world.
Yeah, man, that love, boy, that love, that's unconditional.
Yeah.
But we couldn't understand why. I mean, I called Corey 1 or 2 times to tell him about it.
Yeah.
But we couldn't understand why he was doing that, and you know, what was his purpose of doing that.
Yeah.
But everything, shoes, clothes, he marking it. Marking it.
I would like to say, but marking his territory. Yeah. You know? And I made a joke one night, I said, but just don't be like Fred Flintstone. Remember in the beginning of the Flintstones? Fred put Dino down, Dino jumped in the wind, and threw him back on guys.
Boy, that's what I mean. But he break with it, and that was good. You know?
No, so Mr. Stubbs, I know you're a man who do what you have to do and move quietly. If you don't mind, what you have in the pot cooking right now, if you don't mind saying? Like what projects you might be working on?
There's 3 of them, but I'll share one, because the other 2 still in the process of 1 or 2 things.
Okay.
I don't want to say nothing.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that.
Well, what I was trying to do moving forward this year and next year is anybody put a dog group
Right.
or anything dealing with dogs
Right.
who would welcome me in or accept me, I'm willing to come aboard and try to help with as much as possible in terms of knowledge.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you what Mark and all of those told me and Sarah told me. Leave my brains. You know, take as much as you can take. The knowledge was given to me for free.
Right.
So I want to give back likewise. So that's what we've been doing a lot this year, me and my daughter.
Yeah.
Just supporting, coming out of the shadows, and just supporting as much as possible. Because the more of us are pretty much moving on, not one accord and one note,
Right.
the strength numbers, the strength unity. And the more knowledge of the better it is for every one of us at the end of the day. So that's one of the main things. And then we supposed to be starting a podcast of our own.
Okay.
Where we just pure knowledge, just dogs, anything with dogs, dog training, you have any problems, you know.
Awesome.
You log on and we can discuss it. And I can give you some pointers and some tips.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just a matter of just giving back.
Okay.
That's one of them. And like I said, we have 2 more that's gonna pretty much touch everything on the international scale now.
Okay.
That's what we're working on now.
Yeah,
Something where I can share a little bit of it with you. I always felt like where we at now in the Bahamas, our location and our currency and everything, and based on what I've been seeing over here, we should have been a place that was exporting dogs.
No, man.
The quality in dogs I've come across,
Right.
and I got records.
Mhm.
Records on top of records. I ain't talking about 200 dogs, I talking about records.
Right.
Right.
I train a lot of dogs. I may be young, but I train a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
A lot of quality dogs. And I've traveled.
Right.
But what I saw there and here, we pride ourselves
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
on a standard.
Mhm.
And, you know, like I tell persons, somebody asked me, what do you think of the peoples? Are they all aggressive? I say, that's just like you telling me all Chinese know Kung Fu, stereotyping now.
Right, right, right.
That's what you're telling me right now.
Yeah.
So, the quality of dogs that are here, I don't see why we don't have some big breeding program.
Industry.
Industry where even if the government gets involved and they vet these vendors and, you know, you have to be able to produce a certain productivity to a certain quality level
Right.
in order to supply it, I don't know, here, law enforcement, private sector, or
Right, right.
even, like I say, exporting.
Mhm.
The amount of dogs here on the island to do it.
Right.
Just need to be regulated now. I
Yeah.
see now they're really stiffening up on the breeding policies and the, and I mean, the laws and the rules and regulations in the dog field, but I think we could take it a step further.
Right.
And that's something, like I say, in the woodworks in the background,
Mhm.
we looking at right now as we speak. We can do it.
Yeah.
I know for a fact it can be done here in the Bahamas.
Yeah. Y'all need to start a training guild.
Right.
Like Trainers Guild, like the Justice League or
Yeah.
the Training League or something like that. No, I mean, because the amount of talent just between you and Mr. Dwight Higgins, I mean, but it's like, literally like, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is, I've met the two of you, and y'all are so open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyone out there, you know what I mean, who will get in contact with Mr. Stubbs, he's like, he's open, and but that's one thing I guess what attracted me to you, the personality. Like, hey, I ain't above telling you this and that and that is that. You know, that's the awesome part of it about you and Mr. Higgins.
You know, if you love the field and you love dogs, you should be open.
Yeah.
You know, that's someone taught Higgins. Someone taught Mark.
Right.
Someone taught, let's call him Pops, but says from the prison. That was my foundation.
Right.
He says. And what you see before you now is someone teaching me
Right.
for free. Denied any knowledge. Like I said, I could call Mark now and be like, Mark, if he ain't in church, because he's a pastor, but
Right.
I could call him now, Mark, boy, I'm having a problem with a dog right now, just on the blue. And this happening. Stuck, man. What it is?
Yeah.
You try this, you try that, I ain't wait. Okay, try this, try that.
Mhm.
Then what, you know? One time you going back there, coming to meet you.
Yeah.
Oh,
That already have it. He ain't ready.
right. Not a big gun.
Yeah, you don't know, hey, I ain't been in this field long enough. No, this should have worked. What it is? I gotta meet this dog. You know what I
So
mean?
Mark, what blew me away from Mr. McIntosh when I first saw him train
Mhm.
in life, because he was in charge of that canine unit for almost 40 years. He came out on the field, dog next to him, no leash, nothing. And this dog jumping through windows, running up ramps, going in tunnels, sitting down and rolling over. I'm next to him and I'm like, what's going on here?
Mhm.
Why are you just talking to my dog? Yeah, but I'm next to you. Your mouth ain't moving. Yeah, it's in my mouth moving. And I had to get right up on him where I touching him
Yeah.
to him. Even right down to the protection work. When they was doing the demos in Life of You for the security dogs. And we had to do like a search in the bush.
Mhm.
He'd go there with a little piece of twig in his mouth. Moving nice and calm and cool. But the dog wasn't matching his energy. Like that dog, that's what blew my mind.
Mhm.
This dude moving slow, you can't hear him, he calm, and this dog went 1,000.
Yeah.
This dog went 1,000.
Yeah.
He sent him in there, he find the decoy in the bush, he take his time, you know, eating his little twig. Come on, Stubbs, he got him.
Yeah.
Decoy crying, he stands about 10, 15 feet. Hey, stand still. Decoy stand still. Okay, come back, fools. Step. Get over. All calm down. All the rage and aggression in.
Switch off.
Him and this dog gonna walk into the vehicle happy go lucky. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So that demeanor there.
Mhm.
I said, oh no,
You gotta get there.
It's on.
I want that.
So now you know how we did feel
Yeah.
that day when we saw you on the park.
Yes.
You got on the park demonstrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you know how we felt. That's how I was.
I want that.
That's not me. That's God first,
Right.
and everybody who took the time to impart that knowledge to me.
Right.
I always tell a person, yeah, if you're amazed on what you see, what I'm doing,
Mhm.
don't give me the credit.
Right.
Give those ones the credit.
Right.
Because if they didn't give me the time, I couldn't have been here sitting down here at this table now talking to dogs.
Correct.
So that's what I want to do now. Every chance I get.
Mhm.
Seeing opportunity they give me,
Give it to someone else.
give it to someone else. Think about it. There's no good in the grave, just one food.
Yep.
You know.
Before we wrap up tonight, anything you'd like to tell? How if anyone want to get in contact with you? Facebook page, IG.
Well, the Facebook page is company name Dog Bestfriend. Or they can reach us through the telephone by WhatsApp, you know, 815-7107. And from the into the Facebook page, they'll be able to get the IG and the TikToks and so forth
Right.
and so on.
Right.
So they'll be able to contact us from either the number or Facebook.
Right. Well, that's it for us today, Mr. Stubbs. I really, I's your biggest fan. The one thing, the one thing that I'm upset about is my our mutual friend was telling me for years, but you need to beat Stubbs, but you need to beat Stubbs, but but this guy still sees him on clients.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And then I was like, yeah, I can meet him, but we eventually met a year ago. So, but I just kicked myself in the head. Well, say, man, it took so long.
You know, hey, we still got life, eh?
Yeah, yeah, amen to that.
Yeah, so, I can tell you like I always tell you, whenever you're ready.
Right. And trust me, I put the things here and here and here to be ready. And I mean, because I really, really like what you're doing and how you maneuver.
And
know what I mean?
you guys get a good thing going here, and we need a lot of this.
Right.
A lot of exposure, a lot of knowledge being shared. Knowledge is power.
Right.
So the more persons know, the better they're going to do.
Right.
So we can take the stereotype
Out the window.
out the window.
Right.
And there's no excuse now. Once you know, you know.
Ignorance ain't isn't you no more ignorant.
No. They say with the law.
Yeah.
Right.
Ignorance ain't no excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, lock up anyway.
Right.
But just to say one more thing is, I heard you spoke with your endeavors, you're doing it. Let's Talk Dog Bahamas could be a part of that. The ADKC, you have our 1,000% support.
Yes.
If you need
Yeah.
someone to just come out and hold your dog chains,
Yeah.
hey, right here, we'll make it happen.
Like I
Like
I tell you, I wait.
Okay, say no more. Say no more. That one no more.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything you'd like to say, Julius?
Sorry for being late.
No, hey, I train dogs.
Yeah.
Need patience for that.
Right. But I had a good time. Every time when I come here, I always have a good time.
Yeah.
So, that's all I got to say.
And I can tell you right now, I on cloud 50, if it's possible, because I have Dwight Higgins,
Yeah.
and I have Shanandor Stubbs. I mean, what else but Brave Davis coming in here next week. That's an invite, Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
Mr. Brave Davis, Prime Minister, you can come in and you can talk, dog. You know what I mean? Help us Help us help you.
Yes, Tigger might come.
Oh.
He's saying all these good people. You see some alone, my fly.
Oh, see, yeah. Hey, when you coming in?
Well, we got another thing, see,
Yeah. But before we go today, I'd like to say happy birthday to my mother-in-law,
Yes.
Mrs. Debbie Gibson. Any shout-outs you want to say to anyone?
You know, to everybody in the know.
Right.
I mean, I'm just proud to, you know, be in such a community and be amazed by how it's growing.
Right.
You know, we can make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking to everybody who want a dog, deals with a dog, breed a dog, touch a dog.
Right.
We can make mistakes, and you never know it all.
Right.
But it's those mistakes that we don't really focus on. It's the after. So you can have some moments where you might have a dog fight, there are things that are going to happen. We still deal with animals.
Right.
And we always got to keep that in the back of our mind. We still deal with animals.
Right.
The more knowledge, the more power.
Right.
It's not what happened or, you know, the moment. Remember, dogs live in the moment. It's not that moment. It's after the moment.
Right.
So I encourage everybody, you know, don't give up. Keep doing what you do.
Right.
And time makes you better.
Right.
Dogs live in the moment. But every day and every moment we get, be around dogs, we become better.
Right.
Thank you very much, you know. And like tell your daughter for she doesn't want to be on the camera.
Yeah.
Tell Mrs. Stubbs next time, the duckers this time, the next time, ain't no excuse.
No, well, you know how I normally get her, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna let her know where we're going.
Okay.
So Ashley, just be on the high alert.
Yeah, hey, when you come in here next time, I can lock the door. That's what I can do. But anyway, once again, I'd like to thank God for allowing us to have this platform, to have this conversation. I'd like to thank the audience for tuning in. Julius, thank you. Stubbs, thank you. And till next time.
That's it.
Right.